Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Transformation Tuesday, February 25th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is a screenwriter, director, singer, songwriter, actor, and CEO of the Clay Fam Enterprises Incorporated. Doing an interview! I hope you all are doing as fabulous as I am, Fashion Dolls. Okay, it is officially springtime. It's like 70 degrees outside, and I hope you guys have been dressing accustomed for the weather. So without further ado, hi brother, shout outs to my brother who is the host of the K2 Spot. Do you guys like today's look with the fringe? Please go and check it out. It is the look of the day. I just posted it. Make sure you guys please go and definitely check that out. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share this live with my very special guest so that we can get him in here. All right? Alrighty, righty, righty. Give me one sec. I think it's this one. Hi, my love. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you guys all are doing as awesome as I am. Are you guys loving today's look with the fringe? Look at that fringe on the side. Yes. Ooh. And this dress is amazing. I love it because I was thinking of Beyonce's Cowboy Carter. And it just went perfectly with everything and tied in so immaculately. And then I looked at Terry Mugler's white dress that he made and how he used the white fringe. So I wanted to do something a little bit different than what I would normally do. And yes, this dress is very, very short. And I love it. It is beautiful. So definitely. While we're waiting on our very special guest to get here, let me message him again and let him know that I'm on. So that we can get him in here. In the meantime, between time, can we talk about our girl, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett? Baby, if you haven't seen it, please go and check out my stories. It's been so much that has been going on in the news. Sunday was what? The SAG Awards. And yesterday we touched on the SAG Awards with Jafet Perez in a great interview because he attended the SAG Awards. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Like, my goodness, my goodness. Okay, let me message him again so that we can get him in here. In the meantime, I want you guys all to be amazing and share this live and let everybody know that we are on. And I thank you guys so much. This makes interview 753. So thank you all so much for tuning in on a daily to watch the interviews, to watch the amazing guests, to watch the dazzling fashion changes, and so much more. Let me give him a call and let him know that we are on so that we can get this show crack-a-lacking. All right? But make sure you guys also go and head over and support my brother K-Tukes, who is in the audience right now. Make sure you guys go and check him out as well. Hello? Hello? Yes, I just sent you the live via DM on IG. Waiting on you to join. All right. All right. All right, Fashion Dolls, he is on his way. And I hope you guys all are doing fabulous. This weather shift though, it is officially springtime. So that's why I bought out the fringe for today. But yes, this dress is everything. Um, who do we have coming on? Because there won't be a show tomorrow. We have Amandre Jackson who joins me. And you guys know that March is Women's History Month. So we have some great shows lined up for March as well, too. July is looking pretty hot as well, too. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. A lot of great things are coming in the horizon for Style by Stevie. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for tuning in on a daily, every single day, to see the guests, to see the fashions, to see all of the amazing things that we have, oh goodness, coming out for this season. So without further ado, let's welcome to the dollhouse, ladies and gentlemen, Marcellus the Champion. Hello, hello.
Hey, good evening.
Welcome, welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you here. So, before we kick off this interview, how has 2025 been for you so far?
2025 has been nothing but a blessing. It has been amazing. We are achieving our goals and we're focused.
Yes, 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 yes. And so many great things. You got music coming out, which we'll get into. But I had to ask because so much has happened. You've got a lot going on for this year, this season. So, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Who is Marcellus the champion? And tell us at what age you developed because you do so many things. You also have Clay Fam Enterprises, which we'll talk about, which is your brand, your company as well too. But tell us, who is Marcellus the champion? Because you are a man that wears so many hats.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm from Lake Providence, Louisiana. Um, Born in 1987, and I found music at a very young age. I found it in Louisiana. I had my older brother. We started a little group at a young age. We thought we were doing something, but of course, we saw the vision. Uh, but that's where my journey started. It was in Louisiana, and I saw the light, man. And I told my mom one day, I was like, "Hey, I want to be an actor," and she said, "Hey, go for it." And basically, we went to Austin, Texas, and that's where I got my first gig from. It was Austin, Texas, man, and it was years and years ago. And that's where I started my acting. And music-wise, whew, it's been a journey. It's been a journey towards my music, man. It's really been a blessing. But to be honest with you guys, Marcellus is someone who is encouraging. Uh, my belief is powerful, and I know God told me it's time and it's time. And oh, man, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
Take your time.
It's really been a blessing, man. But that's who I am. That's who I am.
Mm. And
Give me
who
one
who are
second.
some of your musical influences growing up?
Hey Stevie, for some reason it's echoing real bad. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm ready.
Yes, I was saying, who are some of your musical influences growing up?
Oh, oh, man, my number one has been Michael Jackson.
Mm.
I am a Teddy Pendergrass type of person. I love his music. James Brown has been my biggest inspiration. Let me see who else. Backstreet Boys, Boys the Man. Who else? Let me see. Maxwell. That's one of my top favorites. I definitely grew up on his music.
I can tell from all of these genres of music that you just mentioned, you incorporate that. And I've listened to some of your music. You've sent me some of your stuff. One of my favorites is Come With Me. And it's like the Jason Freddy Krueger thing you have going on, which we'll talk about. But also, I see that you blend all of these musical genres together. So for you, what is the recording process like for you as you get in the studio and you record?
Oh man, it's amazing. To be honest with you, when it comes to recording one of my top songs, man, we in the studio from let's say 9 o'clock at night until maybe 10, 11 in the morning. And it happens like that every single time, man. But it's the process, and that's what really encourages us to keep going. And just the sound of the music. I know my sound is different, and that's what makes me stand out. And back then, I was like, man, this sounds silly. No one is gonna like it. I quit. I don't want to do this. But I kept pushing, man, because I knew for a fact that my sound was different, and it was going to change the industry, and it's going to change the world, actually. And I know for a fact that I'm a huge influence out here, so I try my best to use my lyrics to change people's lives, and that's how I look at the music. If that makes
And
sense,
you
bro.
And what else I love about you is that you don't just sing about love, you sing about real life relationships. You sing about real life things that go on.
Yeah.
So, what has been some of the messages you have been receiving from people about your music? Because I say this all the time to musicians. Uh, musician's job is to be like the doctor to people. You're administering medicine, which is healing. And a person can put on a song and this song resonate with them and giving time. They're thanking hey, this person is singing about something that I have went through. So for you, what have been some of the messages that you've gotten from people about your music?
Oh man, it's been a blessing with that as well, man. Some of the comments and the DMs I received. Matter of fact, I have a fan from I believe she's from Washington. She lost her husband. It's a song I just came up with called "I
Oh,
Remember the Day I Met You." And when she heard that song, man, she hit me up and she said, "Hey, that's the most beautiful song I've ever heard in my life." She said it touched my soul, and every time I listen to it, it makes me think of my ex-husband, my husband who passed away. And she explained to me how he passed away. So it really touched my soul, man. But that was one of the biggest messages I've received from a fan, and it changed my soul. I loved it.
and it's amazing knowing that your music can have an impact on so many people's lives. And for me, the artists that I've listened to growing up were Mary J. Blige, Anita Baker, Sade. And I mentioned Mary because one of her albums is one of my favorite albums of hers, catalog of work. It would have to be the My Life album. And I think a lot of people can resonate with that album because she sings from a place of pain as well as yourself. You sing from a place of personal experience. And that too can resonate with so many people at home and help them and save their lives. I've seen stories where people would say, I put on your music and I literally came out of a coma. Your song has woken my sibling up out of a coma. That's how powerful music is.
Yeah.
Do you see it as having an impact that way as well, too?
Oh, of course, right? And I've had that impact. I love getting videos of people for their weddings and different events, fashion shows. Man, that feeling is amazing. And I want to thank the fans, whoever's watching and send those videos to me. I love you guys, but thank you so much for that. But yeah, it's that's the best feeling in the world. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. If you could give someone a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in your life for being there supporting you, who would you give a star to?
Can I give two?
Yes.
Can I give two? I want to give a start to my future wife, man, my girlfriend who came back into my life and blessed my company and blessed my family, man. She's an amazing woman. And I also want to give it to my little baby sister, man, who helped me start the company up. And we started from scratch. I came out with the idea. I was afraid to go with it, and I definitely backed out. And my little sister called me and said, "Hey, no, 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 no. We're gonna fight this. We're gonna go through with it." And the next day, man, we got on top of it. We called who we need to call to get the company started, and got our LLC, S corp, and everything. And we're here. We've been in business 2 years now, and we're kicking butt. We're coming for the title.
Clay Fam Enterprises. So tell us about it. You said you started it with your sister. What is it like working with family and siblings? Because sometimes you have your differences of opinion, but at the end of the day, it's all blood, it's all love. So what's it like working with your sister, with your company?
Oh man, that's amazing. I'm building her. She's in training. The fact that she's coachable, I love that, and that's how I'm also about my actors when it comes to my company. But my little sister is coachable. She's learnable, man, and she's hungry. And the fact that I see that she's hungry, she's able to get in there and understand the assignment and make it happen. So that's what I love about her. And the thing is, I know when it comes to family, that's like you said, sometimes they can be difficult, but
Yeah.
it's all about, man, that connection you have. You know, that trust, the loyalty. It has to be there. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Look,
the single is titled Come With Me. I've seen the video. Went back and I've listened to some of your music, and I am definitely impressed. I love it. So the
thank you.
concept, tell us about the concept of the video. How did it all come together? Recording the single, everything.
Which one?
Come with me.
Are you talking about Tell Me Why?
Yes. Tell me
Oh,
why.
with the cougar with the hands.
Yes.
Okay. Whew, all right. You're the first person to ask me that. So that song came along about, I say 4.5, maybe 5 years ago. There was a situation with a family member that she was going through, and we tried our best to help her. And we sat down. She told me, which I already knew the situation, but at that time, my creativity was stepping in, and I took her situation, which she's in a much better situation, thank God. but she allowed me to take that situation and put it into a song. So everything you see in that song, man, it really happened. And then the movie is dropping here pretty soon. So, but everything you see really happened. So, but that's what I do. I love taking people's stories, my stories, anybody's stories, man, and creating something that's beautiful. You know. So that's what I do. But that's how I tell me why I came about.
Yes, 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 yes. So, what was the recording process like for recording this single?
Woo, I'm glad you asked, Stevie. So the night I recorded this single, man, when I tell you the devil tried to stop me, but he had no victory. My car ended up, I had a blowout on my truck on my way to the studio. I almost got hit by a semi truck. He stopped.
Ma,
When he stopped,
interview.
it's
I'm so sorry, Marcellus.
okay. But
Go. I'm sorry.
I was want me to finish.
Yes,
Okay.
that was Ma.
But
That was Ma. In real life.
yeah, it was scary, man. But he tried to stop me from getting to the studio, and but I was able to make it. And Stevie, when I tell you, when I got there, man, it was magical. My vocals, I don't know what it was that night, but it was magical, and we were able to create this masterpiece. But the process of it was an 8 hour shift, clocked in, clocked out. We stayed focused the whole night, man. But when I say we recorded every vocal chain and we made sure that we had every stem right, killed it. But that was the problem.
And you said your tire went out. So see what happens. God puts an obstacle in our way for a reason. He's saying, okay, all right, this tire going out, but it's going to happen. This single is going to get recorded, and it happened. And the video, it is out now. Now you have some more music that is out right now as well too. Now you have New Love, which is available on all platforms right now. Make sure you guys please go and stream it and support this brother here. Hi, Pure Lux. Thank you. Definitely. Please go and follow Pure Lux Salon. Black owned. Please go and check her out and support. We're all about supporting Black artists and Black businesses here on Style by Stevie, which is why I asked you about Clay Fam Enterprises. I see what you're doing, and that's why I reached out to you because I'm like, okay, we need to see more of this. How important is it that more and more actors, producers, directors, entertainers come out here and create their own businesses, especially in this time that is very important for all of us?
It's very important. I believe a lot of people, and I see a lot of talent out here, man, that's been passed, that people are not looking at. But when I say look at, by meaning taking the time out to view these accounts, because when I say anytime I do an audition, man, we at least get over 100 to 200, requests in. So audition tapes as well. But I believe it's very important that these directors kind of step up. You know what I'm saying? Because don't be afraid. Let me put it like that. I have friends who are afraid to step up and step out and say, "Hey, look at this, look at that. Look at my creation." But I believe it's very important, man, because we're changing lives. We are here to change lives, man, and give people an opportunity, a chance to do what they love and do what they want. And I've been forced to what's the word I'm looking for? I know how it is to be to have a 9 to 5 job and be forced to do something that you don't want to do, but you have to learn to step outside the box and not be afraid.
And we touched on that yesterday with my guest, Jafet Perez, which was stepping outside of your comfort zone, stepping outside of your norm. And for a lot of actors, that can be scary. But the end result, and I remember, and I quote her all the time, Taraji P. Henson, she would always say this, and this is around the time she was doing Empire. She would say, I won't do it if it doesn't scare me. So,
Mm.
as an actor, as a creator, as a musician for you, what advice would you give to people as it pertains to stepping outside of their comfort zone, taking that leap of faith in their careers and in their businesses?
I'm gonna say this: it's a challenge. If you don't take the challenge, you will never know. I've seen a lot of people out here, man, who was afraid to step up. And but instance, let me say this for instance, man. RP to a good friend of mine. He was very talented, very talented. During the years when I stepped out to hit the stage and get in front of 75 people to 100 people, that was my first time I ever hit the stage. When I tell you this guy had talent, man, but during the time when he was ready to step up and say it's time, he passed away.
Sorry.
So this is why I tell people, do not be afraid, man. Fight for it. fight for it. I've sacrificed so much in my life. I have sacrificed so much in my life to get to where I am. So this is why I tell people who are hungry, and I know you are hungry. You're watching, you're hungry. Go for it. Okay? Yeah. Bills, I understand bills. I understand the daily the daily activities. Understand, just take some time out and go for it. I'm gonna just say it like that.
And it can be scary for a lot of independent artists, especially stepping out on your own. I've sat with so many independent artists on this platform, and I can tell you how much they would say, okay, I had to spend this much in studio recording my own record. But the beauty of being an independent artist and creating is that you have full control, not being signed to a label where it's they're doing something and they're saying, okay, why don't you do it like this? It's like your input is not heard. Whereas if you're independent, you have all full range creativity. And we're starting to see a lot more artists. And what do you think about the rise of the next generation of these independent artists that are coming up?
Number one, I love the fact that they're independent because I've been through three three labels, man. I went to two independent labels who, when I tell you, they wasn't organized, so that was a waste of time. And then it was a major label who put me on the shelf. Wasn't good. It was a bad experience. So the fact that this new generation is taking care of business independently is a blessing. That's number one. You know, you want to own everything that you create, everything that you create. That's number two. Number two is going to be having full control. You have to have full
Yes.
control. That's number two. And last and lovely, man, is just having ownership. And by having ownership, you're happy. You're happy. You're at peace. Yeah. So that's my idea of that, bro. That's a blessing, man. And I advise them to stay independent. You know what I'm saying? And continue to make money. And it's going to be your money and only your money. So that's how I look at it. It's 100% royalties, all yours. So the independency is perfect.
I love you too, Tosh. Thank you, girl. Always showing me love and support. And that was going to be another question that I wanted to ask you is being in the business, what is a life lesson that you've had to learn the hard way?
Trust.
Mm,
Stevie, I've been heartbroken, torn apart, man. During the time I was doing American Idol, I made a lot of money. And when I tell you that there was a lot of business people, jumping in my DMs, jumping in my face, hey, come this way. We can market you here, market you there. We're going to get you started. But yeah, that didn't work out, man. When I tell you, I've lost more than I gained with that. So that's why I decided to stay independent. But uh, it's all about trust. You have to have people in your circle that you trust, man. If you don't, it's really hard out here by yourself. It's very hard. I've been through it, man, and that's why I say I've slowly 25 years I've been in this industry. 25 years I've been doing this, and I've had some success. I've had some letdowns. I've been, like I said, I've been broken heart. It's been crazy out here, but it's been trust. You have to have loyalty in this game, you know. So yeah,
absolutely. And I'm gonna go back to what you said. You and your sister manage your company, Clay Fam Entertainment, which is amazing. So that support system is right there. Your blood sister, your
that's
sister.
right.
With me, my mom didn't know a thing about this business. I just came out doing my own research. She wanted me to, and my father the same too. My brother went into the military and served and fought. Me, I took up cosmetology, and that's something that I wanted to do. And I started specializing in fashion and doing this platform right after high school. I had no experience. So, no, my mom didn't have all the answers, but she was just like, okay, if this is something you want to do, you make sure you have a backup plan. So it's that support system right then and there. Because most of our parents, they'll say, no, you're going to go to school, you're going to become a doctor, you're going to become a
Yeah.
lawyer. They tell us you're going to be a what? You want to be a singer? How about you go in there and sing while you doing those dishes? So that's our parents' first reaction to things.
Yep.
But then when they see passion, the drive, they start to come along and they say, okay, baby. And it's a singer, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard of her. Tracy Spencer. She went away and she just recently came back. And she was saying that doing music at that time, because she was very successful, she said, okay, doing music, and the stuff that went on behind the scenes for her as a woman, she said it wasn't any fun anymore. And she called, I think it was either her mom or her dad, and her mom or dad said, "You can always come home." So that's the support.
Mhm.
We have that in this business. That is key. That is crucial and important, that anybody getting into this business, because it will chew you up and spit you out if you're not surrounded by the right people. And how I am so level headed in hosting this platform independently, because I had co-hosts uh hosting it with me before. Now it's just me. So it's just like, okay, all eyes are on you. You, it's either make or break. Everything has to be perfect. And now I still have those calls behind me, backing me and supporting me, because they're busy, they're doing their thing. But it's just like all of the chips at the end of the day, when they fall down, they're on my back. You, this is your chance. Make them proud. And if it all doesn't work out, just know that you will have those people there behind you 100%.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
I love how
And
you,
I'm looking
I love how
at
you
you
put that.
guys' comments. Right. Passion is different from a job. Was just talking about that to my sister 20 minutes ago. Yes, if it's something that you love, and I tell you all this all the time, live life through fire. I'm a Scorpio. My
Mhm.
mom's a Libra, October 7th.
That's
She's
right.
raised me and my brothers and my sister to all be independent and fearless in whatever sets our soul on fire. So that means if you want to do, I remember at one point my brother said he wanted to do rap music, but he says, nope, I don't want to do this. Then he wanted to be a wrestler. And then he went into the military. He said he kept his promise. He said, when I turn 18, I'm going into the military. And that he did. And
Mm.
now I have a nephew. Fast forward years later, I have a nephew now who is on his way to his terrible twos. So it's like for him, it all aligned. And for me, I've got it all, but I'm still finding my way and I want to do more. And one of my guests, he just recently asked me that question, Marcellus. He said, what else? It was Asif Ali Ahmad. And he asked me, he said, what is it? You seem like you have everything, and I do, but I want more. I want to expand with my brand. I see Drew Barrymore. She has her talk show. She has merchandise in the stores. Like she has cookware. She has makeup. She has all of these things. I want to do that.
Mm.
It will be for my people. It will be for Black people. Because we know Drew Barrymore, she's backed by big sponsorships and things like that. But as
Mhm.
a Black woman, do this. This is different. So that's what I would love to do. So it's all about following your passion. And it's key and crucial that we have that support. So
That's
my
right.
next question to you is, what is the most sacred thing about you in your life, in your career? What's the most sacred thing?
Mm. That is a good question. I was
What makes
to be honest with you.
Marcellus unique, in other words? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I would say my movies.
And that you are,
I would
you
say
are, I keep cutting you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. No, because it's still kind of echoing, so I'm trying to. That's why I'm answering real slowly. But it's not your fault. I think it's my phone.
Yes, I was saying that you're very talented. You do it all. You are a man who wears many hats. You're a dad. You're an actor. You're a model. You're a performer. You do so many things in your career. And at the end of the day, when you sit back and you think all of the things you've done from your music and everything, what's sacred about you? What makes you unique? Because we sit back and we take in all our work. I've gotten to a point where I would not watch my interviews at all because I would critique myself so harshly. And it's important that we give ourselves these affirmations every single day when we wake up in the morning to empower ourselves. So I had to ask that question, what makes you unique as an entertainer?
My creativity.
Yes, yes.
That's right here.
The knowledge, the gift you have,
Yeah.
that skill, that business, that mindset of being able to work with your family and your sister and your other business partners, being able to find that balance, which is also key, crucial, and important. What is something that shocks you about yourself?
My acting. If you're going to be honest on that question, this is my acting. It's so as a kid, I I believed in my acting, and I knew it was strong, and I used to tell my mom like, "Hey," and my grandmother's like, "Hey, you know, I used to always play around with it and be a class clown and a house clown and messing with everybody in the family." And um, I used to go in the room, man, and I used to make my own monologues, and I didn't realize I was making monologues. And that was the creative mind, but I didn't realize that. So I used to write down these little paragraphs, talking to myself, or put myself in a situation, I'm sorry, in a situation with my mom or my dad or my brother or sister, and I used to go to the room and practice that. And that's when I realized, so you know what, this acting is what shocks me. And every time I go to an audition or I would film my own film or anyone else film or production, when I see it, I'm shocked. And I'm like, wow, man, like either I still got it or I'm getting better and better and better at this. And that's what really shocks me is the acting.
Now, has family seen you in action, acting on film? What has been their reactions to it?
And to be honest with you, man, it's really just been me and my kids, man. This the whole time I've been acting, and my girlfriend, when she came and took a picture, she supports me 100%, and my baby sister. But uh, anyone else never really seen me act. So I've been on set. No, sir. I mean, no, man, it's been really, really, really. You know how when you put stuff out to tell family, like, hey, I got this going, come here. I got that going, come here. Yeah, no one really shows up to it because I understand the scheduling can be a conflict, but at the same time, yeah, it's just been me and my kids and my girlfriend and my sister. They really supports me
And I know
and
they're
friends.
supportive. Like you said, with scheduling and everything, and that's something that I was talking to Jafet about yesterday, is sometimes family is not going to be able to see everything
Yeah,
or siblings whomever, but it's important that we keep in touch with one another as long as we're keeping
that's
in
true.
contact with one another and letting them know. But I know that they're supporting 100% and they're
Oh yeah,
so proud.
oh yeah, they're proud of me. Oh yeah, and anytime I post, I always we have a family page I always go to, and I'm like, hey guys, don't forget I got this going, so don't miss out. Man, we have events, at least 3 events a month, so yeah, they all.
And that was going to be my next question for you. If you could ask God, life, the angels, or the powers that be any question and received a direct answer, what would it be?
Well, one more time.
If you could ask God, life, the angels, the universe, or the powers that be any question and get a direct answer, what would that question be?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I know my purpose.
Yeah.
I want to know if, I mean, I'm happy. I mean, I want to know if God's happy with with my decisions in life and how my life is turning out. I want to make sure that I want him to know that He's first. But my question is, I want to make sure that He's happy with me. If that makes sense.
Yes,
I hope that makes sense.
he is. And with all of us, because we are living our divine purpose, our divine intent. And I said this yesterday, and I keep saying it constantly in my interviews, is that God has given us all a divine purpose. Just like me having this platform, bringing awareness to certain things, educating people, opening people's eyes. We all have a gift at hand. Your gift is
Yeah.
to bring awareness through your music, through your acting. Because, see, when you're acting, you're telling someone's story. And I said this yesterday to Jafet as well too. When you go on set and you're transforming into character, you are putting on that character's shoes. You are walking in that character's shoes. And you, being the actor, you're the vessel that brings that character to life. So it's important that we tell these stories so that people out here, um, we're watching, us, the viewers, the consumers, we're watching it at home, and we are saying, wow, I can relate to this, or this character, why is this character this way? It's
Mhm.
got to be something deeper than that for this character to be this way. And it's
Yeah.
intentional. So we ask ourselves these questions. That's why I had to ask that question, because even me, I have conversations and I talk to God every morning, and that's right before I do my affirmations. And I say, okay, God, what is my purpose today? What is something that you want me to be great at? So
Yeah.
it's for all of us to get up in the morning and we have these conversations with him. And my mom, she always tells me, she gives me a Bible scripture, a Bible verse to read. And lately it's been Psalm 94. He is the jury, he is the judge, he is the executioner, he is all of that and then some. So
Hmm.
we put our trust in him and it's all going to come to fruition. And here I am, 753 interviews later. And that's because I have worked in my purpose. And no sick days, y'all. No sick days. It's been consistency. It's been consistency because when you are sick, you take those days out. But
Yep.
every single day, every single week, coming on spreading joy to the world. And that's what I want to continue to keep doing with this platform. So that is my divine purpose. Your divine purpose is to help
Yep.
people through your music. You're literally administering medicine to people and
Yep.
healing.
That's right. That's right. And I felt you on the when you say you get up every morning, you talk to God. Man, when I tell you, if I don't, it just gives at least some type of time to Him, bro. My day is reckless, man. It's something won't go right. So I think about it, I'm like, you know what? I ain't give God the praise this morning. I ain't say thank you for waking me up this morning. And I realized on mornings I don't do that, bro. My days are horrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why does my day continue to be bad? But yeah, I felt you I definitely felt when you said that. When you say you get up every morning and you give time to God, I felt that, and that's powerful and strong, man. And I advise everybody to do that. It's a blessing towards us. But I'm sorry, I ain't even cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's true actually. A lot of people deal with that. We got to have our
Mhm.
conversations with them every morning. Because if we've
Yep.
lost someone, if you I lost my sister back in 2018.
One
And
part
I
of
know
it.
when her birthday rolls around June 29th, her spirit, she might not be here directly, physically, but her spirit is through me. Her
Mm.
spirit is through my brothers. Her spirit is through my mother. And my mother, I sometimes have to be the strong one to pick her up when she breaks down. Because it was a few days after my sister's funeral. And one day it just happened. It all came crashing
Uh,
down, and I had to be there for her to support. So it's important that we have these conversations with God every morning. And I know when all of these good things mysteriously, miraculously happen to us, it's just like, God, are you trying to give me a sign? Like, are you trying to tell me something? Like, is my
mm,
sibling, is my family member, is whoever I've lost here in spirit, here in this room with me right now? Why, you did good at job. You just got good on your job. You just got a promotion. You got a raise, or you got the part that you wanted in the film.
mm,
That's because of
mm,
God. That's because of God. Your spirit is
yep.
here. And I know a lot of people, not to dive too deep into it, we don't really dive into the after. What happens after the person has went home? Shall I say went home to God? What
Mm,
happens after? Or even when it's our time to go home, what happens after that? We always sit and think and reflect what does happen with our spirits. And I
mm,
truly believe that my sister's watching over me. You know how they say we have guardian angels? I
mm-hmm.
have seven guardian angels that are walking over me. So we all are divinely protected, and we
I agree.
divinely have it as well too.
I agree. Yes, I definitely agree. I agree.
So,
Oh man.
so do you ever find yourself getting afraid of anything?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm teaching my kids this. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid to fail. I have failed, and that's where my learning experience can come from failing. But the most scariest thing is to fall because you built so much to get to where you are, and it all can just go away so quickly like that. And it happened multiple times to me, and I believe that's what truly built me to the person I am today. It's my failures. Um, but to be honest with you, that truly scares me, man. It's failing, and I'm like, man, I can't fail again because I feel like if I fail again, this could be my last one. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do it no more. But I have that. I feel like God put a diamond in me, man, and no matter if I fail, I'm gonna get right back up and do even better than I did before. I feel so. That's why I am truly. So I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I am afraid of failure, but guess what? I conquer it. I'm gonna conquer that failure. So that's to answer your question. Yes, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of failure.
The the same here. I second that notion right behind you. And I love what Pure Lux Salon she just said in the comments, and that is the parallelism of perfection.
Perfection.
Listen, it's human
Yeah.
nature. It's in all of us to have, even with me hosting this platform, everything has to be perfect. When
All
you're
right.
working in business or working in any career field, you want everything to be perfect. And
All right.
God is here to let you know that not everything is going to be perfect right then there at that given time. And that's why I've stopped watching. Before, I would stop going back to watch my interviews, but now I've gotten to a point where I can watch them without critiquing myself. Before, I'm just like, okay, I can't watch because I'm going to critique myself harshly. So
Yeah.
it's like everything has to be perfect. And being in this business, you like everything to be perfect in a certain way because you're going to have critics out there. God said it's our time. You got this, little bro, and that is for you, Marcellus. Look at support, and that's what he's talking about, Doug, in the comments.
Yeah.
And my thing is this as well, too. We have to learn to get out of our own way. We
That's
have to learn to get out of our own way because we find the most unnecessary things to critique ourselves about. Like my brother K Tukes will text me because we text each other, we talk on the phone every day. um, he'll text me and he'll say, "You did great. You're seeing things that are not even there. You did great. Why are you critiquing yourself so harshly?" And people would tell me the same thing: don't beat yourself up. And that's because we are consummate perfectionists. And I can give you a great example of an artist who is consummate. She is a consummate professional. She is dedicated to her craft. Every concert, every performance that she has given, that is Beyonce. And I look up to this woman so much is because I admire her passion, her drive. I seen her literally on stage, an earring ripped out of her ear and she was bleeding on this side. And the woman just wiped the blood up and she just kept performing. Beautiful as ever. So she's a savage. She is the definition of a consummate perfectionist. And you said Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, and I went back and I've watched some of his behind the scenes, preparing for tours and things. Michael was the same way.
mm-hmm.
He is a consummate. So when you are a perfectionist, you like things to be perfect. If you are a person that is like myself, visual, that especially with working in fashion, everything is visual. It's about beauty. It's about glamour. It is about making things look beautiful. When you're in this industry, the industry that I'm in is about perfection. Everything
Mm-hmm.
has to be beautiful. Every photo airbrushed to the T. Things have to go back. You have to make sure that your photos look just like off of the magazines.
Yep.
But in real life, when all of this is gone and taken off, it's just regular Stevie and not Miss Stevie. You see the difference there?
Yep.
So you have to be
Good.
able to turn it on and turn it off as far as perfection is concerned. But don't be so hard. Get out of your own way. And I remember Mary J. Blige, she said that get out of your own way. I had to get out of my own way because when you're in your own way, you're your own worst critic. You know how people say you're your own worst enemy? Because we would go
Mm-hmm.
back and pick out things that's not even there. Like, why are you beating yourself up? Why are you so hard on yourself? So I had to ask, as you know, one person hosts a platform, or you guys consider me as the artist, or one artist to another artist. I had to ask.
Gotcha. Wait.
Abs-
So one more time on the last one.
yes, I was saying about perfection. We have to get out of
Mm-hmm.
our own way. It is important that we get out of our own way and learn these life's lessons, these obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
Stop critiquing ourselves so hard. And I remember Mary J. Blige, she said in an interview, I had to get out of my own way. Because I remember at one point in her career, she would beat herself up so bad, like hate her to the point where she hated herself. And a lot of people have to break out of that. It's all an insecurity thing. Like, what am I doing? Why am I not doing this right? Why am I not doing this right? And everybody else will see that you're doing excellently, but you still find something out worse to pick out about yourself to critique. So that brings me into the next part of the conversation. How do you reconnect after loss, after losing a loved one, after losing a sibling? And I make that parallel between the two because it's like you're losing a piece of your soul. and you're beating yourself up so badly to the point where you're emotionally numb, you're
Mhm.
detached, and it's like, okay, I lost
Mhm.
this person, and I'm hard on myself. It's not your fault that the person passed away, but that person would be proud of you. They'll be proud of you. They wouldn't be happy at you beating yourself up. But how do you reconnect after loss?
Uh, so I just lost my late grandmother on my father's side, and um, that was pretty hard. It was well, unsuspected, but it was pretty hard. And to be honest, man, her 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 passing actually encouraged me because she used to tell me never give up. She used to call me and, hey, I heard your song, baby. It was good. It was real good, baby. You better not be giving up over there
Yeah,
because you've been going for a long time. So her passing, man, it really encouraged me and it pushed me to write more music, man. And sometimes I cry. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I go in the bathroom. I'll be in there for a whole hour, man. And I tell my girl, I tell the kids I'm in there. My tummy hurting or something. But I'll be in there. To be honest with you, I'll be in there crying, you know. And at the same time as I'm crying, man, I'm able to express how I'm feeling here, and then I'm able to go write it on paper and turn it to a song. And I've been like that my whole entire life. And it's just the fact that she was one of the women who encouraged me to be who I am today. So, but that's how I'm able to. I'm different, but that's how I'm able to reconnect to my music and just share with the world, man. You know, my mind, my thoughts, and what I've been through, and able to have them to grasp how I'm truly feeling, if that makes sense.
let that emotion out. Let that emotion out. Don't keep it bottled up inside. And what is
Exactly.
something that you've learned about yourself within the past year? Because I know, like I said, it's a journey for each and every one of us. We all have a story to tell. And it's important that we tell our stories. So, what's something that you've learned about yourself within the past year?
Ooh, um, I love to read. I love to read, man. Mentally, I tell myself, you know, I look at matter of fact. So let's use this for instance. This be a book, and I see the book, and I get my mom to tell me like, yo, put the book down. You want to read it? It's too long. It's too much, man. Look how thick the book is, and I put the book down. I won't read, man. And man, this past year, I guess I saw an interesting book called Grown Man. And when I picked it up, I looked at it. It looked interesting. So I read it and it changed my world, man, of reading. And within this from the beginning of 2024 to now, I've read over 20 books. So I've learned that about myself, man. I love reading and I love it. So that was new for me. And I was like, wow, okay. And I know it's 2 hours passed by reading this book. And I said, hold on, 2 hours. I'm really into this book. So yeah, reading.
And see, it's relaxing. It's because I'm always in a book. I'm always reading something. I'm always making sure, even with hosting this platform, I have to make sure that everything is on point, questioning everything, research. This is important, and it's so therapeutic. Speaking
Mhm.
of reading, what are some books that you would recommend with you being a businessman and having your business, Clay Fam Entertainment, your business and your brand? What are some books that you would recommend to people to read to help them strengthen their business, especially with every, with we're seeing so much going on with the rollbacks of and attacks on black businesses, so many things. What are some books that you would recommend to people to read as it pertains to strengthening their businesses and being successful?
There are four amazing books for our black-owned business owners. So the first book is called Black Community. It basically tells how to run a black business in a white world. I don't know if I get offended by that, but the book is amazing. Number two is Grown Man. This book talks about basically starting off from a young boy to becoming a grown man, and it just in the book it tells how this young man started off with puberty and his mom was a single mother, and the book is really good, man, and how he became successful at the age of I think it's at the age of 25, But that's a really good book. The third book is going to be called Business Marketing. That's an excellent book. It teaches you the grounds of marketing, man. It teaches you from, I think it's like 10 steps in this book. It just shows you how to brand yourself, how to market yourself, how to fix up your businesses, your websites, your Instagram, your social media, everything. That's an awesome book. You guys check that out. Uh, Actually, those are my three top books as of right now. That I think that would definitely help the black community out.
And it's very important and critical that we get out here and read, learn
Yep.
how to fill out a W-2 form, learn how to, okay, I need to make sure I have this in inventory. Make sure that you are
Mhm.
supporting Black-owned businesses more than ever. Now, February 28th, this Friday, there's going to be an economic blackout. And we're seeing so many of these brands don't purchase anything but gas. That means Walmart, no shopping at Walmart, no Target, none of these stores that have rolled back on their policies. We need to be supporting our own. And that's why I keep mentioning Marcellus's brand. You need to make sure that you go and you support his brand, support what him and his sister and his family are doing, support Black-owned production companies.
Right.
Our girl Joy Reid just lost her show, and a slew of other Black journalists of color have lost their platforms and have been targeted. So it is important that we support Black media, Black production companies, Black everything. It's okay. I know a lot of people love Tyler Perry. Yes, you can support him, but it's other Black filmmakers and producers that are coming out here producing their brands as well too. So you
That's
need to
right.
be going and supporting them. So that's why I keep mentioning Clay Fam Entertainment.
Mhm.
Another one would be
Mhm.
OME Pro, Roger Amius Jr. Make sure you guys go and support him. I can go
Yep.
down through a list of Black production companies. Um, Andre Joseph, who is a an award-winning producer, writer, and director, who is a good friend of mine, who's a friend of the show, always comes back, and we've had several discussions on this and how we can strengthen our communities and come together and support Black-owned businesses. It's easier said than done. There are so many Black-owned grocery stores out there, and it's an app that you can go to, and she's right here on Instagram. It's called Shop the Hood. Black owned. She has all of the resources where you can go and check out anything that you need Black owned. And more than ever, we have to be supporting our our community of people. If that's the way they want it,
Yeah.
they don't want to spend with Black dollars. Hold it back.
No.
Hold and preserve your Black dollars. Let's preserve our economic wealth and make our businesses grow and strengthen and fortify our businesses. So I had to ask one person who owns a business to another because, and I said this yesterday, Style by Stevie is trademarked. So yes, me and my mom went through the step-by-step process to get Style by Stevie trademarked. So if you see it somewhere else, that's not them. This is mine. This is mine. I had to go through the process. I had to write and pay. Yes, Style by Stevie is mine. So me and my mom went through it, and I remember her writing for it to get certified. And when I got that paperwork back to get it, that's another thing. Trademark and own your rights to your
Mhm.
music, own your rights to everything, to the artists out here.
Yep.
If you are an independent artist and you're doing this on your own, it's yours. They can't take it from you if you're signed to a label. Whereas if you're contracted to, let's say, Arista, Clive Davis, Arista, one of these big record companies, you have to recoup everything that you got back from that record company back to them. Whereas
Yep.
if
Sure
you're
do.
doing it independently, let's think about it now, because you got for touring, for press, for marketing, for media, all of these things, photo shoots, all of that you
Mhm.
have to recoup back to the record label. And I remember T-Boz from TLC, she was saying that. And we know the story how the girls went bankrupt and had to recuperate that money back to the
Yep.
company. So we see it on Behind the Music. It's important, and this is for a lot of artists out here who want to get into the business. Do your research. Do your research is critical and it's important. Talk to Marcellus. There's so many artists out here. Stephen Voice, Phil Loft. They're independent artists who are doing this out of their pockets.
Mhm.
Vontae, another one. They are funding this, paying production, all of this right there from their pockets. It is costly, but it's worth it. You don't have to worry about it. Whereas if you don't get an album out on a certain day, they'll have your album coming out all willy nilly. That's if you're
Yeah.
signed to a label now. And I remember T-Boz saying that too for their third album. What was it? Their third album? Yeah. Well, okay. Crazy Sexy Cool. No, on TLC tip. Crazy Sexy Cool, then Fan Mail. And the fourth album, my bad, the fourth album was 3D. And I remember, because Left Eye passed away. She said if they didn't get the album out on time, the record label, that black, when they're all dressed in black on that cover, that was the record label's work. They didn't really get
I
a
remember
chance to
that.
put out the single they wanted to put out because you're supposed to select, okay, what's going to be the first single. That system
Hmm.
goes in and select which single is going to be which number or whatever, but what's going to be the first single and the second single. So the record label said, okay, if you're not going to do it, we're just going to put out a greatest hits album, boom, boom, boom. So
Hmm.
they went on with it and did 3D, which she said was sort of rushed. And if you go back and you look at that album cover, they're all dressed in black. It's a beautiful cover, but it's very dark. It's very depressing. It's not really like TLC because when we see them, we see the condoms over the eye, and she
Hmm.
would wear the crazy hats. Left Eye would wear the crazy ponytails and the mark. I mean, that was their signature style. But for this
Hmm.
one, yes, I think she had the mark on her eye, but it was just dark. It was depressing. They were mourning. The girls are mourning. And you seen that right there. And in the comments, they're saying, thank you, Doug, always supporting CEF,
Hey,
the CEO holding it. Good
hey.
job.
Yeah, that's one of my that's one of my top actors right there, man. He's the priest and Tell Me Why, the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
See? Look at that. And
That's
this is why it's important. We look for new artists that are coming out here, that struggle, that are hungry for it, that want the passion, that want the drive. When people didn't really give me an opportunity. I mean, I've gotten opportunities here and there, but I said, if I want to do this, I'm going to have to do it myself.
Mhm.
I'm going to have to
Mhm.
do it
Yep.
myself, my terms, creatively. And so far, it's been a success. The only thing I spend money on is the fashions, the hair, the makeup, the glam, all of that. I am responsible for. But
Yep.
as far as giving the interviews, booking and setting up the interviews, that costs nothing. It's all about having great conversation, being able to network and give people the information and the proper tools that they need to have a successful business.
Yep.
Now, it's a black man who started his own black-owned grocery store, and this is in New Orleans, New Orleans, and he started it back in 2021, and still to this day is flourishing. And it was on Black Wall Street, one of these outlets that had nothing but black-owned businesses. And I'm just like, wow, why didn't I know about this? I'm all the way in South Carolina, and this gentleman is in New Orleans, and he has his black-owned grocery store. It's so many. It's so many out here, and he
What's the name of
actually
it?
look. I can't remember the name of it, but it was on Black Wall Street. That's the
Okay.
outlet. Black Wall
Oh,
Street. You guys go and check it out here on the gram.
okay.
It's so many pages out here that tell you. Like I said, Shop the Hood. Shop the Hood app is a black woman, and she has like this. You know how we get the guides that say, for instance, I'm looking for a dentist. If I want to find a dentist or something, I can go to this guide. But she has a guide that'll tell you, okay, you just put in what you're looking for. If you're looking for clothing stores that are black owned, you can go and shop there. If you're looking for healthcare, healthcare providers, or let's say healthcare products like vitamins or anything, black owned, she has those resources there for you. So it's called Shop the Hood, and it's right here on the gram. And you make sure you guys go and support her and check her out. Black owned. So it's plenty of black owned businesses and apps out here that we can be supporting more than ever. Speaking of social media platforms, I'm going to keep mentioning this. I'm also on Fanbase. Isaac Hayes the third. That is his platform, and it's like here IG. But I think a lot of black artists are starting to take that shift after what's going on with Mark Zuckerberg bending the knee, shall we say. They're taking their creativity over to fan base, and I love it. It's just like Instagram. The only difference is when I'm done with this interview, I always add the cover photo that Marcellus, his flyer that is up on his page. I won't be able to add it, but on Fanbase, you won't be able to do that over there. But you're able to go live. You're able to add to your stories. You're able to do all these things, and you can invest if you want to. So that's what I love. And you can also get paid for your posts over there. So it's all about marketing. Yeah. Isaac Hayes, what he did was genius. It's all about investing, pouring back into yourself, pouring back into another black-owned businesses as well too. So I love what he's doing. Whereas here on IG, yes, you can get paid for Instacart or whatever too, but it's a certain way you can do it. Because I remember I posted it was a Black History Month fact over there, and then I got an email back saying, hey, you can get paid for your post, keep promoting, you do this, you can, how you get people to subscribe, how we now
Mhm.
can subscribe you on the brand subscriptions. That's your payment as well too. So that's what I think Isaac Hayes is doing. So it's all about marketing, getting yourself out there, getting the word out to people, knowing how to strategize and make a list of all the things you want to accomplish with your business. My guest yesterday, Jafet, and I keep mentioning him because it was such a great combo. We were just talking about this yesterday. Um, Marketing yourself is important. So I told
Yes.
him, how about Stevie? He asked me what was the mission statement. I said, my mission statement here is to bring joy, is to bring confidence. There's one thing he said in that interview, if you guys go back and watch it yesterday, he said, you're so confident, you come on so confident, like it's nothing. Um, yeah, we all have to have
You
confidence
got
that our
to.
businesses will succeed. You're not going to get the first pitch on Shark Tank. Y'all watch Shark Tank and you've seen what the show is like, okay? So when you're trying to pitch something on Shark Tank, you got Damon Johns and you got Barbara Corcoran.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, what is the goal of this product? They're going to ask you, what is your mission statement? What is these things? What is the benefits of this product? What can it do? So
Hmm.
you're trying to Shark Tank out there and promote it. And it's not going to get it the first try. But if you keep pushing it out there, letting people know, then that will be a great way for you to get more business, to get more clientele. That's why it's important. So customers are always right. And that's the first thing that I've learned when I was going to beauty school, is that the customer is always right. My instructor, she instilled that to all 23 of us, is that the customer is always right. Give the customer what they want. And my customers, I don't really call them my customers. I call you all my fashion dolls. We're like a family in here. Um, you don't have to send me anything. You don't have to send me anything, but just tune in, enjoy the conversation, and gain the information. Information should be free. And these are things that we need to know to strengthen our businesses as well, too. Is that if it's someone out here that's looking to start a business, you know, it's not going to be easy to get a grant, but you keep going, you keep trying, you be persistent about it, and you'll get what you're looking for. You have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere at square one. And I've seen stories of people saying, hey, I worked in corporate, I've done this, and look where I'm at now. And some people have
Hmm.
quit their jobs where they make a lot of money, and it's like, okay, yeah, this was good, but I want to do more. And even for me, here at Style by Stevie, I want to do more. Like I said, I want to expand in the fashion world, in the beauty world. I see boutiques, I see hair salons, I see a studio. I see my products being on shelves in Ulta, seeing them being on the shelves in Sephora. That's what I want.
Hmm.
Jessica Simpson, the pop singer, her dad was very smart. I think her dad paid for her to get her trademark on everything, because she has yoga mats all the way from home decor, pillows. She has makeup brushes, fragrances. Like Jessica Simpson, Paris Hilton, they all have an empire. So it's important that we continue to build our own empire. And
Yep.
I could use a black woman as an example too, Jackie Ina, who is big on YouTube, big in the beauty world. We know that she is excellent with makeup. She has dabbled in the world of fragrance and now dabbling in the world of home decor. And they have both been a success. And her products are on the stores and the shelves of Ulta and Sephora, and you can go to her site and purchase them. So it's important that we market our products and get them out there to the mass, to the universe, to our own people. Because if they're not going to sell to us, they want to roll back on DEI and this, that, and the third and the other, then we can spend our black dollars within our own community. We did it during the Montgomery bus boycott. We can do it again.
That's right.
And I say, make their pockets hurt. Make their pockets hurt. It's something beautiful about seeing a white, rich oligarch cry. And I will just say that.
I love it. I love
Yes,
it.
I love to see Elon Musk cry.
Yeah.
But that's what we all have to focus on right now, is what do we
That's
do?
true.
Maybe what is something that we can do right now? Spend within our own communities. Black
That's
hair
right.
salons, black barbershops have been the pillars in our community. Of course, you can go to Ulta and Sephora. They haven't rolled back on anything, so you can shop there. Just make sure you're shopping for black-owned brands. The Nessa Myrick, Jackie Aina, of course, Rihanna, Fenty. Beyonce is going to be launch, which is doing one of the biggest launches ever in history of launches, and that's her Sacred hair care line, which will be launching April 6th in Ulta beauty stores across the globe. So when she dropped the advertisements, I'm just like, wait, what? And I have been trying to cop her hair products. I used to Raji P. Henson's products, but it's so many on the market. You got Rihanna, you got Tabitha Brown, you've got Beyonce, Tia Mori. It's competition. These black women who have these hair care product brands, but it's just like, oh my god. Tracy Ellis Ross is another one, but when I seen
What?
Beyonce, it's gonna be yes, Diana Ross's Tracy Ellis Ross. She has one. It's called Pattern Beauty. Um, it's competition. These are all the brands you can shop at whatever black-owned brand at Ulta that you want to.
But I know Beyonce gonna take it though, man, because it's to me it's based off. It's not based off on the product. It's based off on the person, on the brand. Uh, but with her name on it, man, it's gonna sell.
And the launch is going to be one of the biggest ones in history. And that Miss Tina just did Jennifer Hudson's show, and she said the same exact thing that I'm saying. And a lot of people, she said she didn't even ask the customers, the reviewers, the fans, or anybody to do a review. They took it and they did their own reviews. And she said she thanks them for that. They get reposted and everything. So it's amazing that they are also recognizing the black content creators who are reposting their products. But it's going to be one of the biggest launches. And like Marcellus just said, with Beyonce having her name, her likeness on it. And it's a pretty good product from what I'm hearing because it is award-winning beauty line, hair care line from Allure magazine. And you know, if you made the top list of Allure, you're in it. You're in the beauty game.
Hmm.
And Taraji
Yeah.
is on the Allure magazine beauty list, as well as Beyonce's, as well as Tracy Ellis Ross. So so forth and so on. And I think Rihanna's Fenty hair as well too. So it's all about getting yourself out there, marketing yourself. And I mention all of these black-owned brands is because there's some that are in our own local communities that are also creating hair care products and skincare and wellness as well too. A lot of people we see CBD oil. We need to be supporting these brands as well too, creating our own
Mhm.
gardens. And I'm seeing a lot of black people say, a lot of black women mainly say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create myself a garden. Create your own harvest. Create your own harvest. And I know a lot of people are like, what am I going to do? We're out of eggs in the store. Create your own harvest.
Mhm.
Preserve it. And there are ways that you can preserve. I'm not I'm not Martha Stewart. I'm not a gardener. I would stick with fashion. But yes, it's important that we learn ways to preserve. Last year, a long way. See, black people, one thing we know how to do, and my mother, she told me this. One thing black people we know how to do is take something and take nothing and make it into something. That's what she told me. And that's what we all have to learn how to do in these trying times where it seems like almost everything is out of stock in the store. We have to go and create our own. Be smart. So,
That's right. I definitely agree.
absolutely.
That's that.
Let me change gears because this ties into the next question that I'm going to ask you. And then we're going to do our rapid five and our turn the tables where Marcellus gets to ask me questions. But what does self worth mean to you as an artist? What does self worth mean, and how important is it that we, as the consumers, as the supporters, we have?
When it comes to artists, man, I tell a lot of artists I've worked with in the past this. You have to put yourself
Yeah,
first because if you don't, you won't succeed. And you will not succeed, and that creates depression. And I can tell you this: I have had the worst depression when it comes to self love. Um, I can be my worst enemy. Um,
I just
mentally,
said that.
yep. Mentally, man, I would drown in my own thoughts. I would sit in the shower for 2 hours thinking, mind running like this. And my girl come knock on the door like, "Hey, you been there 2 hours? What are you doing?" Oh, I ain't even washed up yet because my mind is wandering. You know what I'm saying? And I've truly lost myself sometimes in my music. I really I really have, man. I lost myself, and the times that I did give up, that I took a break. 6 months, a year. The year I took off, I told myself, man, it's been a whole year. I can't come back. I've lost my fans. I lost people who supported me, been asking me to release music. I've just been in this depression mode that my music is not good enough for the world to love. You know what I'm saying? And I came to realization that I look at myself in the mirror and tell myself, like, hey, man, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if the world loves your music, long as you love your music, long as your heart is happy, your mind is happy. And I tell myself, my music is gonna last forever. No matter if my mom don't like it, no matter if my brother, cousin, wife, anybody don't like it, I'm happy with it. And I know that my creativity, my worth, everything, I'm worth a trillion. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, that's yeah. I hate to answer that way, but I hope everyone understands the way I answered that. But yeah, that's my thought on that.
And that's no, that's real. That means you're human because
That's right.
we all sit in a time and in a space where we're observing, like, am I worth it? And what am I
Yep.
doing? We sit and we have these conversations with ourselves, which is imperative, which is important, that help empower us and keep us going. We need to be having the hard conversations. It's called self accountability and self preservation, being
Reservation.
in the moment and being
Yep.
still. And it was an actress, Jackie Harry from 227. She said before she goes on set, she sits in the mirror and she practices the art of stillness. She would literally be sitting there because, you got your script and everything you're reviewing. I practice the art of stillness. And I think that is something that we all need to do. As in that moment, in that present time, practice the art of stillness. It's important that we do so. Even for me, before I do an interview, I pray, I talk to God. Like I said, every morning I talk to God and I do my affirmations. Um, one of my affirmations that I say to myself is, I am courageous and I stand up for myself and others. And that is something that I abide by. That is something that I live by. Is just being fearless. I don't know. If at one point I was afraid, I was scared. But when something happens, you see a shift where it's just like, there's no need to be fearful. God got me. My family got me. I'm
Well,
deeply divinely protected. And when you are blessed and divinely protected by the best, which is God, nothing can go wrong.
that's
Nothing can go wrong. But it's all about self preservation and accountability. I've done things in my past I'm not too proud of, and that guilt still haunts me to this day. And it's called self accountability. And that's also God tapping you on the shoulder saying, you know what you did was wrong.
mm-hmm.
You need to go and correct the issue. You need to go and correct the problem. And I'm thankful for the likes of my brother K Tukes and for so many others, that my mentor Miss Melody and so many others, that my brother Sky, I go on, my girlfriend Felicia, my friend, my sis, so many others that tap me on the shoulder like, fix the problem. You need to fix it. And it's like, you're sitting there, you thinking everything is all cool, but these are the people that are there in your life to keep you on the right path. These are the people that you need, and the rest of them are not. You don't worry about them. So you keep going and doing what you're doing. And as long as you have people in your corner that are there to tap you and say, hey, wheel it back in, you are set for life. And I'm thankful to have those people, as well as my mom, who you guys heard calling me in the beginning, mid part of the interview with Marcellus. I'm thankful to have her. And one more person, my grandmother, who is 80 years old. And when I tell y'all, she has the spirit of a 20-year-old. I'm 31. So the same energy that I have, she has. And yes, she curses like a sailor, and I love it. I do too. From time to time, but I love it. I think I get it from my mother. I think I get it from my mother's side of the family. But I'm thankful to have my grandmother there encouraging me, being able to pick up the phone and call her and have
Mm-hmm.
conversations like this with her. And these times, we need our elders, we need our ancestors, we need everybody there to encourage us along the way. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful to have my grandmother
True.
still here at 80 years of living. I mean,
Hey, hey, Granny.
encouraging. She said, because she was talking to my mom on the phone one day, and then my mom told me what she said. She said, "You were so talented," and a
Oh.
lot of people have said that about me, but I just didn't see it at one point. I would always doubt myself. I was in my own way, and that is one thing I've had to learn was get out of my own way. Will you get out of your own way and just accept the compliment? And it's just like, no, I don't deserve it. You've done something wrong. You beat yourself up for so long to the point where you're accustomed to it. It's like you're numb to it.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to get to the top, it's enough room for everybody. You have to have self-preservation and self-accountability. You can't change what happened in the past. However, you can work on what happens in the future. And I create vision boards. So when I do my vision boards, I'm literally sitting there as I'm flipping through magazine, getting pictures, getting ideas, getting concepts. I'm thinking of how do I want to piece my life together for the next future, for the next generation. Marcellus, when I tell you almost everything that I put on that vision board for this year, 2025, has now come to fruition. It's just like, God, you're telling me something. The stars are aligning beautifully
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to shine so bright. I can't thank y'all so much for y'all's love and support. Just tuning in every day to see the guests, to see the fashion, to see the interviews, the conversation. You all show me so much love and support. We are now at 753, and that is because I believed in myself and I
That's right.
didn't get in my own way. I stopped getting in my own way. And that's something we all have to do. Where it's just like, okay, they're offering you another position on the job, and the job is way out of town, is not where you're working at currently, but they're saying, hey, we're going to give you another higher position. You could be the CEO of the company. It might not be, right now where you want it, where you're working at currently for a high position, but they're saying you're
Mm-hmm.
doing so good. But we're going to give you this here. We want you to go here, and it could be a scary change. I bring that up to say change can be scary for all of us. Going for a career position, taking a leap of faith, asking your boss for a raise. It can be scary for all of us. But change is the inevitable. So there's something beautiful that comes out of it in the end result. And I tell you, keep going, keep soaring. Trust me, I didn't stop, and I'm still here. Again, no sick days, and I keep rubbing that in because I've been consistent. I try to be consistent with it every Monday through Friday, and I make sure that I take my breaks. We all have to take our, that's another thing for us as Black people. Take your break, replenish, recuperate, protect your mental health and your intake and peace.
You have to.
We have been through this, and whatever darkness that comes our way, we come back stronger and resilient, and we
That's
will win
right. That's right.
because we've won in the past, and we'll win again.
And
Still we
keep
rise.
and
To
keep
quote,
winning.
yes,
Look, and keep winning. Yeah.
absolutely. From this year, from the Super Bowl to the Grammys, we're seeing us. They're trying to take away us, but you can't erase us. You
You can't.
can't erase us, and you can't replace Black people. We will still be here. We will still be creating. We will still be because we are the culture makers. We are the blueprint, shall I
Mm-hmm.
say? You can't
That's right.
erase us. Our lineage, our ancestors' blood runs through our veins. I don't want you
We
all
we
to
too
know that.
we too powerful.
Yeah.
Especially as a community, we too powerful. Oh, man. Once we come together, oh my God. Watch
And
watch it happen.
it
Watch
was
it happen.
Terry T. Miles. He said this. He said that as well too. It was the
Mm-hmm.
video of that white supremacist group coming in Cincinnati, and black seeing all of those people that look like us, Black people,
Mm-hmm.
get together and feed, just basically shoo these white supremacists out the neighborhood. It was beautiful. That's what coming together is about. We are our own kind. And to quote my girl Tika G, who is an actress as well, she said, we will protect our own. We will look out for our own. And that means businesses. We got to be supporting each other. Businesses, which
Mm-hmm.
I keep stressing.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. And it's more and more and more to come for us. So again, our ancestors' blood runs through our veins. And we are still here as a living testament. They have fought and they have bled for us to have our businesses, our equality. We had the first Black Wall Street. We can have
Yep.
have it again if we keep fighting for it. But right now, it's our rest period. So, black people, we rest, we fortify, we multiply, and we work together, as Marcellus just mentioned. And we continue to come up with more strategies and ways. Because one thing they can't take away from us is our creativity. They,
Boom.
they want to benefit off of it, but they can't take our creativity from us.
Big time. That's right.
Doug Hollywood says the hostess with the mostest and our own CEO of CFE doing it big. History is in the making, fam. Thank you so
Hey,
much, Doug. That's the
you
I think
love
this is the fourth or fifth time somebody has called me the hostess with the mostest, and I receive it. I receive it. Thank y'all. Thank
manifestation,
you.
baby. Yeah.
So,
I
and
love it.
that's another thing. It's important that we continue to make history. Kendrick's
That's right.
performance at the Super Bowl halftime had them all shook. They wasn't ready for it.
It
And
wasn't.
it's going to be more historical moments like that that are going to happen with us as
Mm-hmm.
black people. We're
That's right.
going to make it. We're going to be all right. One thing about us, and my mom's hairstylist said this, one thing about black people is that we know how to survive through trying times. And it's not by choice, it's by force. We don't have a force to do it.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, it's not by choice. I meant to say, yeah. Choice, yeah, it's by force because we were forced to do it. And all we know how to do is survive and make it. And we're going to get through this too. So, anyone who's concerned about their businesses, concerned about being successful, where the next offer in your career and so many things is going to come, it's going to come. You keep doing the
Mhm.
work. Networking is important too. So, it's important that we network.
Right.
So, with
Right.
that being said, fashion dolls, we're not going to get on the lighter note. So we're going to get into our rapid five. Before we close, we're going to get into our rapid five, and we're going to get into our turn the tables. And Marcellus is going to be able to put on the hosting crown. He's going to ask me some questions, and I'm super excited about it. So let's start off with the rapid five. Now, Marcellus has to tell us five things that he can't live without. What are five things that are precious and genuine to you that you can't live without?
All right. Number five. Whew. Number five, I cannot live without. I have my top three. So, but let me see. My number five is I cannot live without my movies. That's number five. All right. Oh, I love this. Number four, I cannot live without. I have to have a studio. I have to have a studio,
Creativity.
and I have to have my producer Nate and my other two producers. I have to have those three guys in my studio. I have to. I cannot live without that. All right. Number three is going to be I cannot live without. Actually, man, I have I have kitties here. That's on the bed right now. They're chilling. The babies. I don't know if you see them on my shoulder. My little kitty Witty's over there. I can't live without my babies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, those my babies, man. And I'm also add my music as well. And number two is gonna be my children. And and number one is gonna be God, wife, and children. I cannot live without them, man. So that's my five.
Those are the rapid five. There you go, fashion dolls. All right. It is now time to turn the tables. And my guest Marcellus here is going to ask me some questions for my new viewers out there. I see a lot of new faces. You're going to get to know a little bit about me through his questioning. So take it away, Marcellus.
All right, welcome to the show, everyone. Hey, buckle your seatbelts. All right, Stevie. So tell us. Let me see. The first question. Let me ask you this: what truly inspired you to get started with everything? I mean, what pushed you the very first day? You say, you know what? This is it. It's God said it's time. It's my time.
I would have to say my mom. My mom. I'm surrounded by these outspoken black women, from my Aunt Shirley, my dad's sister, to my mom, to my grandmother, to my aunts, my mom's sisters. So it's like I'm surrounded by outspoken black women. I always wanted to be a talk show host at a very young age. And I would practice. I remember reading a magazine in the doctor's office with my grandmother. I think I was 8 years old. And she said, "This baby can read." Because I pointed out who the person was on the cover. I said, "Grandmama, look, Tony Braxton." She said, "This baby is gifted. This baby can read." So my grandmother was so proud. And I was with her at her doctor's appointment. So that was the first stepping stone for me right then and there. I always knew that there was something. And she told my mom, she said she knew that something was gifted with this child right here, and that I would always get into something as it resorts to public speaking. And I was very shy. That was me as a child. But then as I got up in high school, I was picked on, I was bullied a lot, but I had to overcome my fear of speaking in front of people. And so my English teacher, shout outs to Miss Ferguson,
Miss
um,
Ferguson.
she made us recite the lines of Shakespeare. And that was the tipping point for me right there. So I think it was a Midsummer Night's Dream, one of them, Othello or either a Midsummer Night's Dreams, where we had to recite the lines in front of the class. And my heart was pounding when I did it. I said, "Oh God, I got to do this." And I did it in front of the class, aced it like a piece of cake. I practiced it, practice it, practice it, practice it. And it was nothing for me. I became so used to speaking in front of people. And probably it'll be nerve wracking for me speaking in front of a crowd of 1,000. But when it's intimate like this, with a crowd that that you're intimate, you have to open up to the world. People have to get to know you. What is your story? So
Yeah,
that's how I came into hosting and doing this right here, hosting Style by Stevie, overcoming my fear. You have to overcome your fear.
you have to. And I love that, man. And that's motivational right there. That hopefully whoever hears that inspires someone, man, big time. I love that. So my next question is, at what age did you find fashion? Did you say, you know what, this I love this color, I can actually put this together. You know what I'm saying? Like at what age did you master it?
Fashion.
Hmm.
Well, that was high school too. My assistant principal, she was walking around because during that time you're sitting in there, you're socializing with your friends and everything. And at the time, because I was by myself, this was like my freshman year, or I want to say my sophomore year. I was doodling because I called myself trying to sketch. I wanted to do fashion illustration too. And she tapped me on the shoulder and she said, "I see you like fashion. I'll bring you some Vogue magazines tomorrow." Yo,
Wow.
here's the catch. Little did I know, I didn't know it was going to be some magazines. She sent me some of these Vogue magazines, which is one of the biggest fashion publications in the world. And at the time, I didn't really know a thing about fashion except for, what was it, South Pole, Dooney and Burke, and what was the other one? Abercrombie and Fitch. That's what we knew. But as it pertains to couture fashion and being glamorous, Vogue magazine taught me about that, and she taught me about that. So shout outs to Dr. G. The magazines that she bought me were not just any magazines, not just any typical Vogue magazine. There were at least 800 pages. And this is the New York Fashion Week edition. And they're this thick. And you guys have seen them in the grocery stores at the register. They're this thick, big, and you're just flipping through 850 pages or 800 pages of fashion. And then the other one was Harper's Bazaar. And I couldn't stop thanking her, like, "Thank you so much for putting me on to these other designers and opening them." It opened me up to a whole new world of fashion, from designers like Giambattista Valli, Comme des Garçons, Valentino, Terry Mugler, Christian Dior, of course, which is something that I knew about, Parenza Score, Rodarte, all of these different fashion houses I got introduced through my assistant principal. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing, man. I love that. I love that. And so I know you said something about your sister. You said that she inspired you, right? When it came
Yeah.
to the fashion as well.
Yeah. My sister, she was very fun. She was very outgoing. And what I remember the most about spending time with her is when she would go on a date with her boyfriend, I would be the first person that she would call to help her put an outfit together or to do her hair or to do her makeup. She said, "Come over here." And I would actually go and spend the night with her. And it would just be, us, mom would be home, and it would be me and her, and she'd be like, "Okay, help me go get ready for my date." And I'll be back at the place and I would do her makeup and her hair and stuff. So it was those little things that I remember. But she was big and an impact in my life
Wow,
as well too.
that's major. I was going to say that lead me to my next question. Who was your biggest inspiration when it comes to life?
My mother, my mother. I don't know where I would be without this woman. A woman can have, I'll say this, a woman can have, we women, we love diamonds.
Mm.
And the most precious diamond that anybody, any woman or man, anybody could have is their mother. And I don't know where I would be without that woman. I've seen that woman go through hell and back. And for anybody who has a mom out there, any mother, you know that you would burn and torch the earth for your child. You're very protective. And my mother is very protective. And the same for her. One day we were talking just recently. She said, "I got your back." It was something that made me upset. I'm seeing what's going on in the world. She said, "I got your back. You don't worry about that. God gonna fix this." And that goes for
Yeah.
us too. God is gonna fight this battle. This dark entity, this dark cloud that we're facing now, God is gonna fight that battle. And I posted a Bible verse this morning reminding us of that. I think it was Deuteronomy 20. I can't remember which verse, but I know it was Deuteronomy. And it talks about God fighting the battle and winning. So this is what we're going through now. He's going to win the battle. But my mother has been the biggest influence in my life, and I don't know where I would be without her.
Wow. Well, tell mommy we said hey.
I sure will. That was her calling earlier. You guys are hearing it in the playback when I save it.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. So I have one more question for you. Give me your five. Let me see. I want to say five. Okay, so who are your three top artists globally? And then the second one is what is your number one movie?
My favorite artist locally,
No, no, no,
oh,
globally.
globally. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the first one I would say would be Sade. I love Sade. Putting on her music, it just takes me to a whole nother place. And I think for a lot of us, the first song that I heard from her at a young age was what was it? Sweetest Taboo. And we hear it on the radio all the time. So my dad got me to her music, listening to her music and other artists, because I was born in the era where it was Tony Braxton, it was Mary, it was Jodeci, it was Escape, it was SWV. I'm a 90s baby. So that's what I grew up listening to. But Sade would be one. Another one, ooh, y'all know I'm a big Whitney fan. Whitney
Me
just
too.
Whitney and my mom watches. We both love Whitney. We both love her. She could watch. The Bodyguard is one of my favorite movies, and of course Exhale as well too. But Whitney, Whitney should have been number one, but she still greatest voice of all time. And you can
Amazing.
put on a gospel song from her, and you will literally get goosebumps. Like she had that effect on people.
Yep.
Um,
Sure did.
And last but certainly not least, the Queen, Beyonce. I just admire her stage presence when she walks out. Like I said, this woman literally, she fell on stage, got up, bounced right back, got up, and performed.
Sure did.
From the earring, it's out there. You see what I'm saying? Her earring literally ripped out of her ear, and this woman just kept performing. It's on you. It's in the YouTube verse. You guys go and look it up. That's how savage she is. Like
Mm-hmm.
this woman,
Shit.
I don't
No,
see
I
how
was
she
gonna
does.
she's
Like
about their music.
she's going to give you a show.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to give you a tour. She's going to give you a visual. She's like myself. We're both visual. We and being an artist, you too, Marcellus, you're visual as well too, which is why I asked you about your video. And we understand as artists, it's important because people like things that draw them in, that tell a story, that bring
Mm-hmm.
them joy. And Beyonce has a way of doing it on a whole nother level. She's on a whole nother planet. And when going to one of her concerts, I haven't had that experience yet, but I've had friends who have went to one of her concerts and they said she will change your life forever. So I'm waiting. Fingers crossed it will happen. She will change your life forever because to be able to perform when you're performing on stage and doing a concert, it's an hour long concert or
Mm-hmm.
probably 2 hours tops.
Yep.
The whole entire show, you're entertained. So Beyonce is number three for me.
Wow. I never been to a Beyonce concert either. I definitely want to go. Anytime she comes to Dallas, Texas, man, it's sold out. Like when I tell you, they punching up them tickets like this, bro. And by time, from my understanding, the first 24 hours the tickets go online, they sell out. And from my understanding, these tickets be to 2,000 on up. You know, the nosebleed sections be like, I think like 1,500. But that's a lot to sell out, bro. The
It
revenue
is.
is crazy. Yeah. So she banking too. But yeah, I agree with you, man. That's I love that. I love the lineup. I definitely love that. Whitney is on the female side, on the female artist. Whitney's my number one. I love Whitney. When I tell you, bro, the inspiration behind her is amazing. Even though I mentioned Michael Jackson, I battle myself on that to say either Michael or Whitney. But I had to say Michael because the moves, the voice, the creativity behind the videos, it just inspired me as a kid, man. And it kept my eyes on him, you know. And but Whitney kind of steered me away when I heard her voice. I'm like, who is this girl already singing, man? Like, I will always. I'm like, oh, who is that? So Whitney definitely had my attention, man. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on it, man. Whitney has her voice is like none other. So definitely agree with you on that. Um,
Unparalleled. She had the
uh,
voice. I was watching Unparalleled, and Miss T Ford just said it best. She's a songbird. She had the voice of an angel,
yeah.
and she looked like a runway model. And she did model. For those of you who
Mm-hmm.
don't know, she was a model. You've
Yeah.
seen her everywhere in every magazine, just about from 17 to Essence. She was everywhere. But the performance that I seen her, of course, the Star Spangled Banner, untouched. That there,
All that
that performance had
video.
Star Spangled Banner with the tracksuit, and then when she
Mm-hmm.
performed at, I think it was the Billboard, was it the Billboard or was it the
Billboard Award.
AMA Awards? When she had
Yes.
the wild curly hair and she walked out, and the stage was malfunctioning because the stage was supposed to like rotate or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and the microphone was acting up. This woman, I don't care if the microphone was acting up, you were going to hear her voice. She made her voice known. And she walked out there absolutely beautiful, big, voluminous, curly hair, the face
Mm-hmm.
of a runway model, belting out these growls and notes. Your mouth would be to the floor how mine was. And I think it was her 1985 performance at the AMAs, if I'm not mistaken, where she performed How Will I Know? It's out there. You guys will see what I'm saying. So yeah.
And I was gonna say, man, I've the people in my life who have attended her concerts and seen her in show, man,
Oh,
the way you say people say about Beyonce, it will change your life. They said a Whitney Houston concert. That's why so many people was heartbroken, man. That was just like the same way about Selena. Selena was a performer. You know what I'm saying? And when she passed away, it changed the world. You know what I'm saying? But to me, when it comes to the black community, Whitney Houston, man, she changed people's lives, including mine. And I'm not gonna fake the funk. I'm gonna be honest with that. That chick, that woman, that angel, she changed our lives, man. So respect to her and R.I.P. to her, man. Rest in heaven. So I definitely agree with that.
Tammy just said it best. Her voice will give you chills. I can't listen to I Will Always Love You without crying. My mom just has it on repeat. I'm just like, put another song on, please. I love this song too, but it's so sad. Like, I don't want to cry in that moment. But one
Yeah.
thing she was going to do was give you a beautiful ballad that would give you
Mm.
chills, that would make you emotional in that moment.
Yep.
And I would listen to her happier music during the 80s. Like I said, How Will I Know? and I want to dance with somebody, something that makes you get up. I mean, she was able to cross over the same way
Mm-hmm.
Selena started off in Tejano music, and then unfortunately, that the tragedy struck,
Mm-hmm.
but she was just crossing over to do pop and American and R&B music. Like she was doing that. So she wanted to show you that she could do both. Whitney is another one that could do the same thing as well too. But her gospel music, she could get in there and she could belt out a gospel song, and you would
Mm-hmm.
chill, as Pammy just said in the comments.
Yep.
You would feel it. Oops.
Definitely agree, man. Oh man, yeah. When you say you cry every time you hear it, man.
Yeah.
When I hear it, it it brings me back to the point of my life where I was at when I heard she passed away, and the fact that you hear the story of how she passed away. If you know the
Mm,
history of her with the whole drowning in the tub stuff,
right.
you know if you know the history of it, to hear that she drowned in a tub, another incident happened like that, occurred. It's just crazy, man. But hearing that song, it brings me back to the moment that she passed away, and that's why sometimes when I hear it, I'm like, dang. But you just have to fight the emotion, fight the emotion. So you know what? She's still a legend. She's still here, matter of fact. But she's a legend in our hearts, man. And I respect her music, bro. That's somebody who I know definitely changed the game for us as an artist.
And I think the closest that I don't think there anybody that could ever be close to the Whitney Houston, but
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Hudson, she's almost there. She's almost there.
She got
But
a long ways to
yeah,
go. I'm sorry.
Jennifer is she's almost there.
Yeah.
But the passion you feel with her stage presence. Brandy is
Mm-hmm.
another one, and I'm a big Brandy fan as well too. Um, Brandy, when she first came out with her debut album, you could kind of see the mannerisms of Whitney, and that they were comparing her to a young Whitney Houston. Because if you go back and watch some of Brandy's performances, Whitney would always, she would always have her rag and she would pad and stuff. And when she would get to that microphone, she would close her eyes, she would emote. Brandy does that
Yeah.
same exact thing. Go back and watch, y'all. I'm telling you. So Brandy is the closest I would say we get to Whitney. Whereas her riffs, her runs, it'd be like, okay, that's something Whitney would do. Because Whitney would do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of riffs. She would do a lot of runs. She would do a lot of belts and growls like a tigress. And Beyonce does it
Mm-hmm.
too. So
No,
vocal ability, unparalleled. Yeah.
yep. So yeah, man, that was an awesome vibe and conversation right there, man. But that was all my questions. I definitely want to know more information about the fashion. Because me myself don't have any fashion. I'm just a creativity on the music and the vision of these movies and what I'm saying, my storytelling. So when it comes to fashion, I suck. Okay. Um, the things you've seen, my music videos, my movies have been done by friends or business, you know what I'm saying? That's been helping me to do my fashion when it comes to the films and the music. So the music, everything else is me, but the fashion, so that's why I want to know more information about, how'd you learn about fashion? What kept your heart interested into fashion? But you definitely answered it, man, and I appreciate that. But that's all the questions I have.
And I appreciate it. Yes.
No
And
problem.
I'll add this as well too. Today's interview was centered on self-perseverance. And Pammy J says, you definitely have style. Don't short yourself. You do.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
do. And that's what it's about. It's about today's show was not only just about self-preservation and self-accountability, but about confidence. Stepping into 2025 confidently knowing that, hey, it's all gonna come together for me. I have style, I have all of these things and then some. So reassure yourself and just play with it. Fashion should be about fun, not always following the trend. I set my own trends, and I think that everybody should set their own trends. And my advice to everybody would just be original, because there is only one version of you,
Right.
and you can't be duplicated. There's only one version of you. So be your original self and that will appeal to people. One of my guests, way back when we did an interview, he asked me, he said, "What is it that sets you aside from other hosts of the platform?" I said, "My personality.
Mm,
Everybody has a different personality. And of course, my style. That is two things I want to be remembered for is my personality and my style. And the fact that I also brought joy to people, that I brought awareness to social issues, world issues, educated people, and I did it in a way where it was so revolutionary and hip to the point where people weren't bored. Because I'm like, I don't want people to bored. Each season I do an interview, I'm like, I don't want people to fall asleep like we are listening to a long seminar in college, but I want you to also get knowledge from this. I also want you to have fun, live, laugh, love, and be fabulous doing it. That's what I want you all to do.
that's right. That's right.
So before we wrap, Marcellus, gems, because I always ask my guests to give gems to the fashion dolls, to their supporters, to everybody. What are some gems that, well, before we get to that, what are some other things we can expect from you in the future of 25?
Man. All right. So I'm glad you asked that. So we have a new movie. Short, it's really a short film, but I call my short film movies because they're over a certain duration of time. It's called "I Remember the Day I Met You." I wrote this film based off my girlfriend and our history and our past. So we're in the process of shooting that. That's going to be released here pretty soon. Tell Me Why, the film we discussed earlier. That's going to be released here in March. Um, we also have another another short film called "This Is My Top." Now that's going to be my biggest single of my catalog. Uh, it's going to be a short documentary about my life and my road to success. And what else do we have? And then I'm working on a horror film, a Christmas movie. I'm also working on my first big action film, which is going to be the budget for it is going to be big, so it's going to be nice, man. I'm excited about this one. It's about a black man who's been through the storm, and he's from the military, and he decides to get out the military. And once he gets out, the military didn't like that, so he has to go on a run. And basically, it just tells the story how he unfolded the story about the military, basically. But that's going to be a good movie too, as well, for 2025, man. But you guys be ready and bucket your seatbelts, man, because CFE is releasing the best films you will ever see in your life. That's all I can say, man. But 2025 is filled up, so I hope y'all excited and ready.
And what are some words of encouragement that you would give to the supporters, to the fashion dolls? What would you tell them?
I want to tell you guys to never give up, man. I have a lot of followers who are going for their goals, and I just want to let you guys know, man. No matter how hard it seems, don't stop. Don't stop. Because I know for a fact, if you stop, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna sit there, you're gonna regret it. A year's gonna pass by, another year's gonna pass by. You're gonna wonder why, why didn't I attack him when I had the chance to? Don't give up. Every day's a challenge, but every day's a new day. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, man. The way I get up in the morning, like me and Steve talked about, we pray, we give our time to
Mm-hmm.
God. I
Mm-hmm.
give him. Go ahead, Steve.
Now I was saying, yeah, I was agreeing with you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's I just encourage you guys, man. Keep God first. Make sure you stay focused, man, and strive for greatness. And trust me, if you're not focused, if your heart is not in this, leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Focus on something else. But if your heart is really into your goals and what your mind wants and what your hearts want, and it combines and it matches, and you believe in God and you know for a fact that this is it, go for it. And I promise you, God will not steer you wrong. But your heart and mind have to be into this. All right? And don't forget, man, time waits for nobody. Time waits for nobody. So that's my message to y'all, man. I love you guys, everybody. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you guys follow us, Marcellus Official on Instagram. Marcellus the model is my modeling page. You know, I try to stay looking good. And then on Facebook is Marcellus the champion. It's my personal page. And then Marcellus the singer on Facebook. So make sure you guys follow the pages. And we also have a new website up. Very happy about that. It's going to be called the Clay Family Enterprise Incorporated.com. So thank you guys.
And you have it. Fashion dolls, and they're tagging, and I will have all of that information tagged in today's show. And to add on to what Marcellus just said, I want you guys to know today's final thought comes from Lo Chow. And Lo Chow says, there is no illusion greater than fear. Today is the day to step out of your comfort zone and do what is out of your norm. Jump, leap. It can be challenging. There's going to be obstacles along the way, but I want you all to know that you will overcome them. Trust me. These dark times that we're having right now that might seem like they're weighting us all down, like the weight of the world is on our back, we are going to lift these weights up off of us, and we are going to get
Hey,
through all of hard times. So I want you
hey,
all
McGee.
to know that. And walk away encouraged. Walk away encouraged. Again, talk to God, talk to family, form community, support Black owned businesses, Clay Fam Enterprise, Style by Stevie, and there's so many other Black owned brands. And most importantly, shout outs to our girl, Joy Reid. Make sure you guys please go and support her as well too in whatever she's doing. Support Black media, support Black owned businesses, support Black everything. It's easier said than done. We've got our barbershops, we've got our churches, we've got our beauty salons, we've got nail salons. Make sure that you are going out here and pouring into your own community. And again, don't forget February 28th, economic blackout. Just
Yep.
buy gas. Do not buy from any of these brands that have rolled back on their DEI. They want to roll back on DEI. My theory is make their pockets hurt. So there you go.
And, and hey, Stevie.
Yes.
So I have this logo term I do with my actors and my artists. So when I say, "Hey, Stevie, what time it is?" I want you to say, "It's my time," loud as you can. Okay.
All right.
All right, here we go. And everybody that's watching, y'all can do it too. Matter of fact, put in the comments if you want to. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hey, Stevie, what time it is?
It's my time.
Hey, there we go, baby. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, thank you for having me. Um, Listen, if you need anything from me, man, you let me know. You have my support, and we support your channel, everything you're doing for our community, bro. We love you, and we love you, and we appreciate you. You are an inspiration to us, and keep going and do not stop at all, man. God said it's time.
Thank you.
No
Thank you
problem.
so much. Thank you all. And I will see you all Thursday. Thursday, joining me, Madre Jackson. Take care, everyone. And this interview will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. So you guys can head on over there and subscribe. And also click the community tab. There's some Black History Month facts there as well, too. And I post them. I've been posting them throughout the week, throughout this month of Black History Month. So make sure you guys keep informed, educate yourself, and more importantly, stay in your community. Take care, dear friends.